Hey everybody, this is Russell Wilks of musclevoodoo.com, musclevoodoo.co.uk, and online channels Muscle Voodoo, like this one. Click the link below in the description, that's in the description box below this video, if you want to sign up to my twice or thrice weekly emailer, which is absolutely rammed full of hardcore sort of strength, muscle mass training tips, strength training tips, tips about the difference between training for strength and training for mass and power, etc. Okay, today I have a question, and I've written out something behind me. The question's from Melanie. She's 38 years old. She's living in Idaho. Apparently she's 5'10" and a brunette and very curvy, which sounds fantastic. Hey, invite me over, Melanie. Green card, green card. Anyway, so she's 38. She's from Idaho. She makes a point of saying to me she's quite curvy, and she's a size 10 US, which is about a size 14 UK, I think. So she's about 170 pounds. She's been training for a couple of years with the weights, but she just says that really she wants to get rid of about 5 to 10 pounds of body fat. Okay, so I'm going to answer Melanie's question. The question's a really good one. It's basically, should men and women do the same kind of training, and is there any specific type of training that gives women the effect that they want? Okay, so the first thing I want to say is thank you very much for your question. If you want to ask me a question, ask me one on online, YouTube, etc. Secondly, thank you, Melanie, for getting in touch with me anyway. I'm still looking for a wife, ladies. Still looking for a wife. So anyway, so basically the first thing is I want to let's be serious. So Melanie, essentially the first thing is, if you're 5'10" and you're about size 10 US, size 14 UK, then you're a very statuesque woman. I would beg you please to not get rid of much in the way of body fat, because if you're curvy 5'10", I bet you're a fantastic woman. And I'm getting a bit carried away. Please do not turn into a skinny sticky insect. Okay, you're probably quite naturally muscled anyway. Probably kind of, you know, a natural mesomorph, I should imagine. You know, 5'10", you're female, you're 170 pounds. You've been training for about a year. But you said you're about the same kind of weight, and you've basically replaced, obviously gotten shot of a bit of fat and built a bit more muscle. But you know, that sounds absolutely lovely to me. It sounds fantastic. So my answer is pretty simple, I think. Really, in the main, the answer is like no. I think men and women can pretty much train the same. I mean, they're two different. You know, they're different, but they're not that different. But on the other hand, there are some studies lately which have been shown that women, to an extent, tend to respond to kind of training that's a bit more like sort of kind of CrossFit almost. Now, CrossFit to me just seems like a way of trying to do everything badly. But you know, that's just my opinion. And I'm not suggesting that you go and do a CrossFit sort of thing. You could do if you wanted to check it out, be open-minded, suss it out for yourself. But I would say that kind of training, what I call rugby type training. A few years ago I was lucky enough to watch the Welsh rugby squad training, and one of their props, I won't mention who it is, but he's one of the world's best props in the Union game, the 15-side game. Watched him train. In the off season he'd gone up to about 300 pounds, which is about 21 stone or so. Usually when he plays he's about 270 pounds, so kind of almost about 19 stone, this guy. And I watched the training they had him doing. The reason why I'm mentioning this is he dropped 30 pounds in the space of about 5 weeks, and you know, changed his diet a little bit, cut down the carbs and all that kind of thing. And he lost about 30 pounds, and the training he was doing was like I'm going to show you behind this. But I'll say that there's been some studies lately which have shown that women can respond to any training that includes sprint work and weights work. So, and usually together in the same session. So I'll just see this now. So you can see that I'm suggesting that if you really want to get shot of about 5 or 10 pounds, then basically what I'd say is that you can do some sort of session that involves a kind of sprint work and weights together in a very short session, 2 very short 35 minutes per session twice a week, and maybe a third session if you want to do of more conventional weights that could be up to about 45 minutes. I think really the brevity, the sort of shortness of the session combined with like the intensity of effort I'm not just talking about intensity and strength intensity, because you won't be able to do that much in terms of maximal weight. But what it is the fact that with like things like sprinting and stuff, that definitely is a real sort of muscle builder. So here's the session. So I'm suggesting you twice a week, Melanie, this, and a third session of weights if you want. You already told me you train 3 times a week anyway, and a third session of more conventional weights, which is also short as well. So here's the sessions. So obviously you're going to do a warm up. Your first session is power cleans, and power cleans and sprints is your first exercise. You can do them together. And what I suggest is that you do 5 power cleans, and then you sprint for 50 meters, 50 yards, 50 meters, and then walk back. Then maybe you can put a little bit more weight on if you want to, and do 3 power cleans, and then sprint for 30 meters, and then walk back. It's literally about a minute's rest between sets. Don't take any more than that. Really, really fast. Then you're going to do 2 power cleans. Bring it up, bang up, come up into the top position of power clean, and then you're going to sprint for 20 meters, and then run back. And the last one is going to be 1 power clean with maybe about 15% more than you did for the 5. So with the 5, you'll probably be doing only about maybe 25% your 1 rep max for a 5, and then 35, 45, 55 or something like that. So you won't be able to do with the sprinting as well. The whole idea is to sort of almost in the same kind of principle as that the bodybuilders use, where they train really, really fast sets to just create so much sort of volume. There has to be such a reaction on behalf of the body. But obviously this is more to do with speed work. That speed work definitely builds muscle, etc. So as I said, 5, 3, 2, 1, and with the power cleans times 5 reps, and then sprint 50 meters, walk back, put a little bit more weight on quickly, then do 3 reps and sprint for 30 meters, and then walk back, then do 2 reps, then sprint for 20 meters and walk back, then 1 rep and then sprint for 10 meters and then walk back. Take a little bit of a rest, and you're going to go on to the next exercise. The next exercise is going to be jump squats and burpees. To get, obviously, do your jump squats, your reps, then go into a set of burpees, then take about a minute's rest. So again, with the jump squats, 6 reps at, again, about 25%. You actually want to pick a weight that you can do 6, 5, 4, and 3. And when you do 6 jump squats, you do a set of 6 jump squats, and then basically do 10 burpees. Take no more than a minute's rest, then 5 jump squats, 9 burpees, 4 jump squats, 8 burpees, 3 jump squats, 7 burpees. Okay, and that's basically the session. And I just want you to do 3 sets of pull-ups at the end. I prefer a strict style where the body is tense, etc., for muscular development. But you can do them kipping style if you want to. If you're more interested in the sort of the anaerobic, or basically anaerobic in terms of you sort of want that anaerobic capacity. But that's it. That's your first session. That will take you no more than about 35 minutes, but you will get such a scoosh from it. You'll get such a flood of sort of hormonal reaction, and also muscle building. Remember, really, really short sessions that are where you work into a high capacity. Obviously, you've got to make sure you're fit to do this, etc. But even somebody who's just being a casual weightlifter could do this and not kill himself, And if you do kill yourself, don't sue me. I cannot be sued, because I'm not giving you advice. I'm just giving you an opinion. And that's the first set, right? And that's your first session. I would do that twice a week, and then a third session, if you want to do it, will be more conventional weight. But again, you're working the tempo. You have to remember that realistically, an exercise becomes explosive when you use a faster tempo. So if you do a speed deadlift, it becomes explosive because you're going faster. If you're doing a squat and you're doing it very fast, you're coming out of the pocket really fast on the positive, then that too becomes an explosive lift. You don't necessarily have to do explosive lifts. Like a lot of people talk about Olympic lifting, like the snatches and the clean and jerk and stuff, and then all the accessory exercises, of which the power clean is one. But they talk about the Olympic lifting as being the only kind of explosive lifting. But you have to remember, any kind of basic lift done with a quickness and an intent is actually explosive. So therefore, your third session, which is again more conventional, as I said, is squats at a faster tempo. So you're basically going to do 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Just 10, 8, 6, 4, 2 squats. Your set of 10 is going to be with 25% of your 1 rep max. I want you to do them fast. So when you're doing your squat, I want you to think about doing the positive of being explosive, using that. You can use parts of the power, control, contract sort of scheme. You don't have to do the contract bit, that's more for bodybuilders, but really you can do the power, which is a very fast, explosive positive, and then the negative can be controlled, as in resisted slightly. So do the negative at maybe a third of the speed of the positive. So come up fast out of that. So yeah, so 10, 8, 6, 4, 2 at 25, 35, 45, 55%. Yeah, so 25, 35, 55 for the first 3 sets. So 10 at 25, 8 at 35, maybe 6 at 55. And then you do two top work sets where you're not necessarily concentrating on speed, just concentrating on a good quality lift for 4 and 2 with around 70 and 80% your 1 rep max. That's your squats done. Then I want you to do a standing overhead press. Again, you can do 8, 7, 6, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. And I suggest 8 with about 25%. Again, you can do fast lift if you want to. You can do a push press there if you want to instead. So when it gets heavier, if you want to do maybe strict standing overhead press for maybe the first 3 sets, and then if it gets a bit heavier, you can do a push press if you want, or try and do the standing overhead press fast. And then a single arm dumbbell row. Nice simple movement, otherwise known as a croc row now by nut riders. Hello nut riders. 8, 6, 4. Simple as that, single arm dumbbell row. Use a weight that start with 8 at about 55% and then go 55, 70, 85% for maybe sort of 4 reps at the end there. And that's it. And that's that's it. So I think that those two times that session, if you do that for 6 weeks and then you cut your carbs, so you can see there I've got the carbs, just start cutting your carbs. So on week 1 only eat 130 grams of carbs per day, and then on week 2 eat 120 grams of carbs a day, and then week 3 eat 100 grams of carbs a day, and then week 4 eat 90 grams of carbs a day. That'll actually take you down to your desired weight quite quickly, increase the amount of protein you're eating, and increase the amount of fat, particularly omega-3 and saturated fat. You'll need as much saturated fat as you can get in this. Saturated fat will help your hormones, build testosterone, etc., etc., and that's where muscle comes from, to an extent, simplifying it obviously. But yeah, cutting the carbs, 130 first week per day, and then 120 on the second week per day, 100 on the third week per day, 90 per day on the fourth week. If you're in any doubt whatsoever, consult your doctor. And I think that's basically it. So Melanie, thank you very much for your question. I said, remember to click the link below if you want to sign up to my fantastic, amazing emailer. Comes out twice to thrice weekly, packed, rammed full of strength and power, etc., etc. tips. Like this video, give me some positive feedback. Thank you very much. That's really important. It would be nice if you do so. I welcome your questions. I don't welcome any abuse though, okay? And I don't want any idiotic comments, please none. So far I've been blessed with relatively intelligent people asking relatively intelligent questions. Let's kind of keep it that way. So thank you, Melanie, 38, brunette, 5'10", in Idaho, green card. Still looking for a husband. Still looking for a husband? I'm still looking for a wife. And then thank you very much for that, and I'll see you on another video. I'll do another soon. If you want any videos done, if you got any ideas for videos, I've got them thousands, but it's just a matter of at the moment I'm just producing them like this, but you'll see some stuff in the gym quite soon. Anyway, thank you very much. My name is Russell Wilks, RUSSELLWILKS. This channel is Muscle Voodoo. Like, become my subscriber. I'll talk to you on another video. See you soon. Thank you. Ta-ra.